All right, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. So we're going to talk about the Eagles preseason game against the Jets. And the Eagles also made a big move today. They traded for quarterback Gardner Minshew from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not surprising, guys. Honestly, the only surprising thing about that is that it didn't happen sooner because quarterback Nick Mullins was just not getting it done. And we kind of saw that. We kind of saw that in the game against the Jets too. Joe Flacco played phenomenally well. Had about led that second string offense to about 21 points in the first half. Gardner Minshew came in, didn't do much, but my focus isn't necessarily on Nick Mullins. Gardner Minshew is going to be a better option for sure, so it looks like the Eagles are going to keep three quarterbacks, mainly Jalen Hurts, Joe Flacco, and now Gardner Minshew. But my main focus is probably going to be that secondary. The secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles, the backup secondary, they continued to let the New York Jets in the game. And it ended in a tie, of all things. Kind of outrageously hilarious, I think. Enter Zone, what's up, my man? Minshew to the Eagles, crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. My personal opinion is I think it should have happened earlier. We know that Gardner Minshew had been on the trade block for a couple months now. And so, it should have happened. It should have happened earlier. I think I even mentioned it in a stream at one point, like a couple months ago. The Eagles should have traded for Gardner Minshew, but instead they signed Nick Mullins around that same exact time. I've always thought that Gardner Minshew was going to be a better option, but it is what it is. Hindsight is 2020, and following that move, obviously the Eagles did go ahead and release quarterback Nick Mullins. So he just didn't do enough. He just didn't do enough to earn a spot on this team, and therefore, lo and behold, the Philadelphia Eagles made their move. They made their move to trade for their third-string quarterback and Gardner Minshew. Other things that I want to talk about from the game. Big Play Slay, what's up, my man? What's up? The other things that I want to talk about from the game, yeah, Joe Flacco looked great. Joe Flacco looked a little bit more mobile than we've seen him in recent years. Also Kenny Gainwell continued to look phenomenal. Elijah Holyfield looked good. But, at that point, as far as Elijah Holyfield is concerned, I understand that he's become kind of a fan favorite. But it's going to be a numbers game, guys, and that's why he's not going to make the roster. It's going to be a numbers game. You got Miles Sanders, you got Kenny Gainwell, you got Boston Scott, you got Jordan Howard, and all of that jazz. All Boston sports fan, what's up, my man? Welcome to the chat. Big Play Slay, how you feeling about the Minshew trade? I love the Minshew trade. I think it should have happened a while ago. I was not impressed by Nick Mullins, just like everybody else was not impressed with Nick Mullins whatsoever. So I'm happy about the Minshew trade, and I think that he can come in and possibly compete. And if Joe Flacco doesn't stay, for more than 1+ years, we could have Gardner Minshew as the backup for more than just 1 year. So it's a good long-term solution. It's a good long-term backup solution as well. Or say Jalen Hurts just absolutely shits an egg, you can turn to Joe, or you can turn to Gardner Minshew. But yeah, guys, T.Y. McGill. Let's talk about defensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles. T.Y. McGill continues to show up, continue to play lights out in this third preseason game against the New York Jets. Had 2 sacks and had a sack on Josh Johnson, and that's no easy task. Especially because Josh Johnson's mobility. So yeah, T.Y. McGill played well. Teron Jackson had a few key stops as well. So we got some good production along the backups on the defensive line there. But again, secondary is a concern. I think maybe one of my favorite plays of the night from the secondary was probably the strip fumble recovery by Michael Jacquet. Unfortunately, it just did not lead to It did not lead to a victory. He should have fell on the ball. He should have fell on the ball. All we needed to do was just come in and then just kneel it. But unfortunately, I understand it's the third and final preseason game. You're fighting for a roster spot. You want to do what you possibly can to make the biggest plays that you possibly can to put it on tape. And that's kind of what I would think that Michael Jaquette had going through his mind. Zach McPherson had an interception in the end zone on a 2-point conversion, so I guess it doesn't really count. But it was kind of nice to see, especially seeing as how it was a diving interception. I thought that was pretty cool. The linebackers continue to play well. Quez had a deep shot that was intended for him, but Joe Flacco's hand was hit on that play, so it didn't really have a chance to get there. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, guys. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside played really well as well. I wouldn't say that he played outstanding. He kind of did what J.J. Arcega-Whiteside does. Is he's like a flash in the pan, a very short pan. But it was pretty cool to see him catch that ball in between two defenders and then kind of shrug him off like a slice of hot butter. Honestly. Tell me what you guys think, because now we just get to focus on playing the Falcons in a couple weeks or so. So, tell me what you guys feel. How do you guys feel? I'll probably do a roster prediction tomorrow. So, that will be pretty cool. That will be pretty cool. All Boston sports fans says just hanging out, chilling. Nice. I'm good, man. I'm good. Boston sports fan says, "How are you?" I'm good, man. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I mean, I was hoping to see a little bit more of Jalen Hurts, in this preseason, but and Nick Sirianni was asked about it, and he basically pretty much said, we had games, the joint practices are like games, and you don't ask players to turn around 48 hours later and then play another game. And look, as long as it translates, as long as their so-called dominating performances in the joint practices translates to the field on game day when it matters, then I'm not going to have any qualms about it. Not going to have any qualms about it. But I still would have liked a bigger sample size from Jalen Hurts. I think that would have been nice. And just to see how he connects. All Boston sports fan says Jalen hurts the Eagles when he's not there. It's funny. That's funny. Well, yeah, he does. And honestly, we don't know how he hurts the Eagles quite yet because not everybody is sure what he's capable of or what he's gonna do or we're not even sure yet. I mean, it's still a big giant mystery to the entire world, if that makes sense. A big giant mystery to the entire world. But speaking of Gardner Minshew and just getting back to that, I know that Gardner Minshew was on the trade block for a couple months. So I'm actually surprised that it took them this long to find a trade partner. Now, obviously, the Eagles, all they had to give up was a 6th round pick that could turn into a 5th round pick if he plays 50% more than 50% of the snaps in 3 games this season. Which, if something were to happen, to Jalen Hurts or if to Joe Flacco, then that's most likely. That's most likely to become a thing. But I honestly think there's polls going around on the internet saying I think that people think that the Eagles got robbed and people think that the Jaguars got robbed. And honestly, I think it's a fair deal. I really do. I think it's a fair deal. It's hard to pinpoint which in one way or the other. I understand what he did his rookie year. Like he did some great things. He's an above average. He's a better version of what we thought Nick Mullins was gonna do after he took over for Jimmy Garoppolo when Jimmy Garoppolo went down, in my opinion. Toxic Falcon says, congratulations. Congratulations for what? All Boston sports fans says he kind of does hurt the Eagles when he is injured. Jalen Hurts is not injured. Jalen Hurts isn't injured. I've been waiting for you. Toxic Falcon says, I've been waiting for you to go live since the trade. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, sorry about that, man. Sorry that it took me a while. Toxic Falcon says, so does this mean that the Eagles don't believe in Hurts? No, and look, there were some people that talked about that thought that. I don't necessarily think it's that. I don't think the trade for Gardner Minshew. I don't think the trade for Gardner Minshew means or insinuates that they don't have faith in Jalen Hurts. I think that Nick Mullins was absolutely horrible, and Gardner Minshew is a lot younger than Joe Flacco, and they can see Gardner Minshew as a long-term backup solution after this year. That's what I think. But at this point in time, I don't think that it insinuates that they have lack of faith in Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts plays poorly, I think that they're gonna go to Joe Flacco first. And if they don't like that situation, then I think that they're going to go to Gardner Minshew, honestly. All Boston sports fan says, I'll be back, need to do something. Okay, man, thank you. Toxic Falcon says, I mean, it at least puts more pressure on Jalen Hurts. It's a good question. Does the trade for Gardner Minshew put more pressure on Jalen Hurts? My honest opinion is I don't think it does. I think Gardner Minshew has some upside, yeah. But I think Jalen Hurts is a lot more athletically gifted and is going to, win that job 10 times out of 10 when it comes to competing. So, because we know he's the ultimate competitor. You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, I guess in some ways you could say that it could put pressure on Jalen Hurts. In some ways you could say that, but in other ways, I don't think it really. He's really. I don't think he's in jeopardy of losing his job to Gardner Minshew right now. So. But it will definitely be interesting to see. This is what it definitely does mean. It definitely does mean that the Eagles are planning on keeping 3 quarterbacks, which is what they usually do, honestly. Like, they usually do keep 3 quarterbacks. They usually keep, for example, in past years, it was Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, and Nate Sudfeld, or you know, all of the above. Tox Falcon says, from what I heard, if he plays 3 games, then the Jags get a 5th rounder. Yeah, he has to play 50% more. He has to play more than 50% of the snaps in those 3 games, and they do get a 5th rounder. That is correct. Which is why I think it's a good deal. So for now, it's a 6th rounder, but he's also not he is also not the second string quarterback. So they wouldn't go right to Gardner Minshew. They'd probably go to Joe Flacco if something were to happen to Jalen. So the Eagles' chances of only having that be a 6th rounder are pretty high. Of only having that be a 6th rounder are pretty high. Talks Falcons, so basically the Jags screwed. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, I know that they were trying to trade him for. I know that they were trying to trade him for a couple months. Again, it's surprising that it took this long. I think that they got the better. I think that the Eagles did get the better of the deal, honestly. And I think that the Jags got what they could. Because if Trevor goes down, who do you got next? I don't know. They could sign Nick Mullins. But again, guys, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Please donate at streamlabs.com/DB Talking Now. Anything you do donate would be much appreciated, and it's all recycled. So anything that you guys donate helps me bring you guys a better stream in the future. So just to keep that in mind. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Teron Jackson possibly making this team? Do you think he is going to make the team, after that strong 3rd preseason game? I like Teron Jackson. I think he's a good player out of Coastal Carolina. And I think that he's worth keeping. He's our 7th rounder, but I think he's worth keeping. Some other things to note too is Jacoby Stevens got some playing time in that 3rd preseason game. So Jacoby Stevens was back. So that's nice to see. He's kind of one of my sleeper favorites, Jacoby Stevens. So it was nice to see him back on the field. But I got to be honest with you, it is important that we get Davion Taylor back. Davion Taylor needs to come back healthy, and so does Kayvon Wallace. Kayvon Wallace needs to come back healthy because we are thin at the safety position. I have yet to be impressed by Marcus Epps. Apparently, a lot of people like him, but I have yet to be impressed by Marcus Epps. Kayvon Wallace was rumored and known to be having a good, solid camp this year. So, that nagging groin injury needs to be taken care of. Tox Falcon says, yeah, poor Nick, he got released for no reason. No, he got released for a reason. He didn't play well. He wasn't playing well. Toxic Falcon says, didn't the Eagles win last night? No, it ended up in a tie. It ended up in a tie. So Toxic Falcon says, I saw the Jalen Reagor play with those missed tackles. Yeah, that was cool. Jalen Reagor, yeah, that was cool. If he can do more of that on a more consistent basis, I would absolutely love that. That would absolutely be awesome. That would be sublime. That mixed with Quez Watkins and Devontae Smith, I think would be absolutely like. Here's the thing. I think it's really exciting for Eagles fans because we have 3 wide receivers who have the opportunity to do something really special, and they're all 21, 22, 23. And you know, if these guys come out and have success, you know, it could be the best wide receiver core that the Eagles have seen in a long time. Something that we've been hoping for a very long time. So I'm pretty excited about the regular season. Toxic Falcon says tie in the preseason. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you tie in the preseason, but you do, and there is no overtime in the preseason. So, you know, it took a Hail Mary pass and a 2-point conversion from the Jets to tie it up in the final seconds of the game, and that's exactly what they did. And that is exactly what they did. But again, I will continue to say it over and over again. The Eagles need to trade for a safety. A trade for a quarterback is nice. I mean, I guess if you're upgrading but all they did was upgrade the third string spot and brought in a guy who could compete with Joe Flacco. Travis Fulgham didn't do much. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside did, but Travis Fulgham didn't do much. But yeah, they need to trade for a safety. They cannot depend on, you know, Rodney McLeod coming back week 1, and they cannot depend on him staying healthy because it's 2 injuries in 2 years. And Big Play Slay says, if you were to build a team right now, who would you go with as your quarterback, Herbert or Allen? Including the future. Ooh, it's a very good question. That is a very good question. See, I like both Herbert and I like Josh Allen. I like both Herbert and I like Josh Allen. I think I would still... dang. I think I would still go with Justin Herbert. Honestly, just because that dude, he's younger and he looks absolutely phenomenal. They both are phenomenal, but Justin Herbert's younger. Fox Falcon says, I ain't going to cap. Jalen will be taken out second half versus Falcons. Oh, come on, man. Don't say that. AJ Styles, what's up, man? Welcome to the house. Gardner, Minshew, Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, great trade, I think. Great trade if you're going to bring in somebody to improve over Nick Mullins. Yeah, I mean, it needed to be done. It needed to be done. So, I still can't get over that Justin Herbert or Josh Allen. Big Play Slay says go for a little bit more. Tox Falcon says y'all are going to be shocked, man. By the Falcons? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a good game. I've said this all along. I think it's going to be a good game. I think there's a lot of similarities in the teams. Kind of both in a transition year. Made some good picks. But here's the thing: is the Philadelphia Eagles could really shock some people. That's what I believe. That is what I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Justin Herbert just because I've just watching him launch it from different platforms all over the field. When he made the top 100, I was just like, whoa, holy smokes! And that dude is powerful. He's got a powerful lower body. Damn. Tox Falcon says, not gonna lie, I can see the final score 31-10. Yeah, I can see that score too. I can see it 31-17. That's kind of usually how the scores have gone between the Falcons and the Eagles over the past, especially in the regular season. But Eagles, Eagles on top. Eagles on top. But we can start to talk about that now, honestly, because we're 2 weeks out, and our next opponent is the Atlanta Falcons. So, Tox Falcon says Falcons will rise up. Rise up and do what? Poop? Falcons will rise up and poop. And then they'll fall back down to the ground. Very excited to see who gets the start opposite Devontae Smith. I think it's going to be Quez Watkins, honestly. But these guys are going to be interchangeable, too. The wide receivers, they're going to be interchangeable. Quez Watkins is going to play a little bit in the slot. Jalen Reagor is going to play a little bit in the slot. Then you're going to have Kenny Gainwell catching passes. So excited. So excited about what this offense is going to do, honestly. Big Play Slay says 55 subscribers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's taking a little bit of time. Docs Falcon says, okay, let me tell you something. I was watching a Raiders and 49ers podcast, and they were arguing about what? They were arguing about who had a wise fan base, and they said the Eagles. Who had a worse fan base? Now, first off, people saying that we have the worst fan base is people that don't understand our fan base. Anybody who plays for the Eagles, all the players, they understand that we are the best fan base in the NFL. Amen the Dream. What's up? What's up, my man? Welcome to the chat. No, worst fan base. Yeah, anybody who says that. I mean, what context were they talking about? Worst fan base. Like, are we the worst fan base for opposing teams? If that's what you're saying, I would say yes. I would say yes. But if you're talking about like loyalty and all that jazz, then no, that's incorrect. Depends on yeah. They just don't understand. 56 subs now, says Big Play Slay. Nice. Tox Falcon says, they said, yeah, Raiders and 49ers fans get mad, but Eagles fans take it to the next level. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we take it to the next level. Yeah, because if we see a player that's performing poorly, we're going to let you know so that you can go back and you can correct it. But if you come out and you play well, we're going to love you like there's no tomorrow. And then also at the same time, we're gonna defend our team to the very end, to the very pitch black nightfall. It's just passion. And yeah, we do know what we're talking about too. That's the thing. We'll find ways to destroy you mentally if you try to talk bad about one of our players. See, that's the thing, is only we can talk bad about one of our players. So it's the same thing. It's like the whole Carson Wentz thing. It's like, yeah, he played bad last year. He was horrible, but like still loved, would have still backed him and supported him if he came back as the starter this year. That's the thing, is like, we're unsure about Jalen Hurts. We're not sure he's ready to take the next step, but still at the end of the day, because we're Philadelphia Eagles fans, we are going to back the guy that they put back there. It's the same thing with Kevin Kolb. That brief stint that Kevin Kolb had as the starting quarterback for all of like 2 quarters. It's like, okay, well, let's see what the guy can do. But then Michael Vick comes in and electrifies the world. Toxic Falcon says, they said y'all talking shit about y'all players during the game and said they don't show the players enough respect, and they mentioned Carson Wentz. Look, I'll be the first one to say that I pretty much just said it. Carson Wentz did not play well this past season. We were only grading him on his performance this past season. And in the heat of the moment, we're going to reference this and we're going to reference that. We're going to say, and yeah, he wasn't doing that well in the beginning of 2019 either. Like, he wasn't doing what we knew he could do. That's where that comes from. It's not a matter of like, oh, we absolutely freaking hate this player. We want them to succeed. We want them to succeed more than anything in the world. And if they succeed, then we're gonna love them. We're gonna love and cherish them forever and ever. And it's like so they say we don't show players enough respect. That's a misunderstanding of where Philadelphia Eagles fans come from. Tox Falcon says, y'all really needed to say thank you to Nick Foles because he was drafted by the Eagles, and I remember his playoff game against the Saints. Everybody in Philadelphia loves Nick Foles. There's not a single person in Philadelphia that hates Nick Foles. Nick Foles is always welcome back to Philadelphia. Was it a smart move to bring back Nick Foles in... Was it a smart move to trade Carson Wentz for Nick Foles? No, that wasn't a smart move. When the Bears offered that was not a smart move at all. But look, and those were just rumors, by the way. Look, but everybody in Philadelphia loves Nick Foles. There's not a single person that hates Nick Foles. We hated it when Chip Kelly traded Nick Foles for Sam Bradford. Absolutely hated it. And we absolutely love Carson Wentz for doing what he did in 2017 before he got injured. And Nick Foles did a great job. They did a great job of putting a game plan together for in the playoffs to help Nick Foles win a Super Bowl. And Nick Foles played phenomenal. And Nick Foles did well the next year too, after Carson went down with a back injury. So there's not a single person in Philadelphia who despises Nick Foles. And the Eagles didn't hate Carson Wentz. The Eagles wanted Carson Wentz to come back. We were up. So here's let me now you got me going. Let me talk about this one second. So Carson Wentz played so poorly. Everybody was talking shit about Carson Wentz last year. Everyone, the analysts, everyone. So those same analysts that were saying that the Eagles fans need to show their players more respect were probably the same analysts that were also talking shit about Carson Wentz last year. But here's my thing, and this is why I started this stream. Honestly, I started this channel in the heat of the Carson Wentz chatter last season. And I came out and I ranted and I said, look, you have a guy who continues to get up over and over and over and over again. He's been through God knows how many offensive line changes. You know, he has no time to throw the ball. Yes, is he holding on to the ball too long? Yeah, he is, because the wide receivers are not getting open quick enough. So, you know, I was right there supporting Carson Wentz the entire time. However, Eagles fans never really actually hated Carson Wentz. They hated his play. And so there was aftermath after the season when they said maybe we should just see what we can get for him. But never did we want to actually do that. When the time came to it, after shit started to subside a little bit, you know, the aftermath, the feelings of Carson Wentz's horrible season last year, we were like, no, we want Carson Wentz to come back. A lot of us were there were some that were just absolutely crazy and didn't think that he was capable, but they weren't being accurate. They were not being accurate. So, but a lot of us actually wanted him to come back. And Howie Roseman the organization wanted Carson Wentz to come back. Carson Wentz did not want to come back. Carson Wentz did not want to come back. So, I'm not sure. So technically, it seems it was probably a front office thing. He probably did not want to work with Howie Roseman anymore. And Howie Roseman was just voted the top, shadiest GMs in the NFL. A poll was taken out of this. A poll was taken by 7 of the out of the 33 GMs, and Howie Roseman came in first with 7 votes. Bill Belichick came in second with 6. Toxic Falcon says, did you pay Wentz after the Super Bowl season? Yeah, we did. It seems when players get paid the big bucks, they start playing lazy. Yeah, I don't think that was Carson Wentz's problem. Carson Wentz came back in week 3 after the Super Bowl season from his torn ACL and LCL and had one of his best statistical seasons. Threw for 4,000 yards, had a 68, completion percentage. So it was really good. He did have to end up going out again at the end of the season. Nick Foles came back in, but 2019 was the season that he threw for 4,000. He threw for 4,000 without a 1,000-yard wide receiver. So, and that's never been done before. So I mean, he didn't play lazy. It was the offense. The offense started to sputter. Doug Peterson was not a good play caller. Doug Peterson didn't know how to come up with good schemes. It all came from Frank Reich. It really did. And everybody knows that now. People are mad that the NFL Top 100 was Patrick Mahomes at 1 and Rodgers at 3. Why are people mad about that? Who should it be? Should it be flipped? I don't think people should be mad about that. I think that yeah, I guess I get where people are coming from. I guess I get where fans are coming from with that in that sense, but it's really not true. Yeah, did he win? Did he win the MVP? Yes, he did. But Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is great. Don't get me wrong. Aaron Rodgers is great. I love Aaron Rodgers, but I think that the players voted correctly. Who do they have at 2? Oh, Aaron Donald is at number 2. Football Talk with Benny just subscribed. Thank you. Again, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Please donate at streamlabs.com/DB Talking Now so that I can use those donations to bring you guys a better stream in the future. Tom Brady is 7. That sounds right. I mean, honestly, Okay, maybe that's a little off. Maybe that's a little off. Travis Kelce is at 5. Travis Kelce. Maybe that's a little off. Yeah, honestly, it's with Tom Brady and his ranking in the top 100. It's really hard for me to even say that he should be at 7. Um, the reason being is we see it. He finds ways to win. He finds ways to win, and he will continue to find ways to win. I really do. I think that as far as repeats are concerned, I think that this year, out of all years, has the highest chances of a repeat matchup. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, let me bring this up. Let me bring this up. I mean, can you blame the players? Can you blame the players for putting Patrick Mahomes at 1? I mean, did you see Patrick Mahomes in the preseason? Did you see the starting Kansas City Chiefs offense in the preseason? They just look insane and they look unstoppable. They look like they're in midseason form already. Talks Falcon says the QB you love, Josh Allen, is at 10. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I can see Josh Allen being at 10. Josh Allen is going to continue to rise up the ranks. They have Derrick Henry at 4. Toxic Falcon says, "Don't say the Bucks versus Chiefs again, man. You mean Falcons versus Titans?" No, I do not mean that. I do not mean that whatsoever. Oh, you know what I think? I think you'll be lucky. I think your team will be lucky to make the playoffs. I think that you should hope to get back there. I can't believe people are saying Adams is better than Hopkins. I can see why the players think that. I mean, Devonte Adams is a beast. He just really is. I understand DeAndre Hopkins is a beast too, but Devonte Adams, I believe, is just he's a better route runner. His route running is absolutely insane. So watch. In a year from now, we'll be talking about Jalen Hurts in the top 100. We'll be talking about Devontae Smith in the top 100. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. It's boring if your team isn't playing in the playoffs. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing I'll say about that. Um, of course, every year you want your team to make the playoffs. Every year you wanna see them play till the very end. I know because watching the Eagles, we went 7-9 in 2016, Carson Wentz's rookie year, and in 2017, we went all the way to the Super Bowl and won. So I can tell you this: it felt a lot better to win the Super Bowl than it did not to go to the playoffs. But what I can tell you, though, I think is after the 2016 season, Carson Wentz's rookie season, is there was a lot to be excited about. So there was a lot to build on. There was a lot of potential, and so for that reason, I didn't feel bad about it entirely. I felt like we had a lot of building blocks in place. So I think if you have a lot of things that you can pull from the bad season that you had, a lot of good things, then you have a lot you can look forward to. Like if the Eagles don't go to the playoffs this season, but Jalen Hurts does really well, and these rookie and then Devontae Smith does really well, and Quez Watkins gets better, and Jalen Reagor gets better, and like the defense gets better, like then you have something to look forward to. It's the same thing with the Bills. It's the same thing with the Bills and Josh Allen's rookie year. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, they weren't great yet, but they were on the verge of getting there, and so there were building blocks that they could build from. Josh Allen's development, obviously, and now they're kind of in the fight. Talks Falcon says, so 7 teams from each conference will be in the playoffs this season. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, the playoffs will be longer. Toxic Falcon says the playoffs will be longer, though, so that kind of good. I think it's awesome. It gives us more to watch. It gives us more to enjoy. We also have an extra game. You know what I mean? So we have 17 regular season games. And so the fun hasn't even started yet. This preseason, honestly, has felt a lot longer than it actually has been. Toxic Falcon says, so it's a chance one of us will be in the playoffs. There's a chance that the Eagles and the Falcons could be in the playoffs. I'm very well aware of what Matt Ryan can do. I know that Matt Ryan can lead his team. And I think it's very possible that both teams can shock some people. I really do. I think both teams can shock some people. I think if Matt Ryan will come out and play well, always really does play well consistently. It's just the defense that has a hard time, and I think if they get the defensive thing down, then I think that they'll be good. If Jalen Hurts comes in and plays and blows up like a lot of people are thinking that he might, a lot of the players think he's just gonna be a world beater, and then he's gonna shock a lot of people. If he comes in and does that, then I think it's gonna be really good. because the Eagles actually have a lot of offensive firepower. The Eagles actually have a lot of offensive firepower. I'm going to say it right now. I think Patrick Mahomes wins his second Super Bowl this year. Patrick Mahomes is a legacy type of player. He's a dynasty type of player. And Patrick Mahomes is already a Hall of Fame type of player. And, they've been to the Super Bowl. They've been to the Super Bowl twice. They've been to the Super Bowl twice since Patrick Mahomes has been drafted. So I think that, I think that it's destined. I think it's destined. Can he make it back for a third year in a row? I think he can. I think he can. And the reason being is because the entire team, it's not just Patrick Mahomes, the entire team is just so damn good. From coaching staff to players. Andy Reid is a better head coach than Pete Carroll. And the other thing too is Patrick Mahomes is better than Russell Wilson. Also, the Seahawks, Russell Wilson has never had as much firepower as Patrick Mahomes does. Ever. It's not hard to beat the Seahawks. It's not hard to beat the Seahawks. Toxic Falcon says, "Whoa, you just said that." Yeah, I did. It's true. It's true. Yeah, you want me to drop a little? Exclamation nuggets? I will. Andy Reid's better than Pete Carroll. Patrick Mahomes is better than Russell Wilson. The Seahawks have never had as much firepower as Patrick Mahomes does. Fact of the matter. The Seahawks have had better defenses. The Seahawks have had amazing defenses. But, the creativity from the Chiefs is just out of this world. Russell Wilson is great. I'm not gonna not say that. But I mean, Patrick Mahomes is Are we really going to have this debate right now? Toxic Falcons. Let's have this debate. Toxic Falcon says Pat would be killed by the Legion of Boom. Yeah, maybe so, but we're not talking about. Yeah, but we weren't talking about defenses. We were talking about quarterbacks and taking their teams to the Super Bowl. And honestly, yeah. Russell Wilson did have it on defense. He didn't have it on offense. You know why Patrick Mahomes? The other reason why Patrick Mahomes is set up for better success is because they actually invest in the offensive line over there in Kansas City. That's why. They don't do it in Seattle. Tox Falcon says Prime Wilson is better than this Mahomes. Oops. Not sure what happened there. Is Prime Wilson better? I mean, Patrick Mahomes is so good. You could say that Patrick Mahomes is already in his prime. I mean, that's the thing. He's so good. He hasn't entered his prime. You're having to like say Prime Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes isn't even that old yet. You know, he's just going to continue to get smarter. Russell Wilson should have won back-to-back. Think about it. No, the team should have won back-to-back. Here's the thing. They didn't give it to Marshawn Lynch on the goal line. They didn't give it to Marshawn. Russell Wilson threw the interception. If they had given it to Marshawn Lynch on the goal line, then they would have won back-to-back. But they didn't. They put it in the hands of Russell Wilson when the Legion of Boom was still intact, and he threw the interception to Malcolm Butler. I don't know what you want me to say about that. I mean, Russell Wilson threw the interception. Not anybody else. Look, I think both quarterbacks are great. I'll say that. I think Russell Wilson is still a great quarterback and still absolutely phenomenal and can still do a lot of great things. In fact, I want the Philadelphia Eagles to trade for Russell Wilson if Jalen Hurts doesn't pan out. But I want that to be a mid-season trade because by the end of next season it might be a little too long on the tooth. But like I said, Kansas City Chiefs, you know, they have every Patrick Mahomes is set up to win at least 3. Like, he's set up to win 3. Like, you know, we talk about these players and these teams becoming dynasties. Well, Andy Reid has the ability to do that now. You know, Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback that Andy Reid always wanted. You know, Donovan McNabb was great for a while, but you know, Patrick Mahomes is the guy. Reason why is because you know, he kind of falls right in line with the creativity of Andy Reid's offensive mind. That's why. But this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Please, again, donate at streamlabs.com/DB Talking Now. I just want to let you guys know that all of your donations are recycled into me trying to find ways to bring you guys a better stream. But with that said, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. I will be back on a little bit later, and we will be doing a stream about another topic that I will let you guys know about. All right, peace out, one love, and go Birds, baby.